Welcome back to Crazy Ball TV. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you joining us. Please share, subscribe, like, comment, agree, disagree. Just be respectful. Don't forget the notification bell. Thank you so much for joining us for this EPL weekend review. Of course, we will talk about Liverpool. What else can we talk about Liverpool? They give you such a high, extremely high, and then drop you down like a bad habit. This is not somebody make sense for me. How are you going to beat Manchester United 7-0? On my preview, I said I'm not expecting a 10-0, 7-0, or whatever. All I wanted was 3 points. However they got it, I didn't care. Yet, Liverpool, as always, went to Bournemouth and came out with 0 points. Somebody make it make sense. We were all jumping up and down, talking about we are slightly back. We playing well. We have played 4 matches, 0 goals conceded. And then we go to Bournemouth and then we concede a goal. I mean, a goal that we should have never considered in the first place. So I need somebody to make it make sense. It's just ridiculous how we play. The first 20 minutes. So let's go with the lineup, right? He went with the same lineup as Man U with the exception of Henderson. And he played the 2 young midfields with Fabinho. The front 3 picked themselves. The same thing as the back 4. And, of course, the safest pair of hands, Alisson. We started the match, I would say 20 minutes, we were doing well. I was impressed on how the ball was moving, how the transitions were going, with or without the ball. They were trying to hit us with the long balls because we pressed so high. I thought we were done with this high press. The outfield is smaller than most EPL stadiums or parks that we play in, and especially against playing Anfield and going to the outfield, it looked really, really small. So I could understand why Klopp decided let's choke him. But this is the problem that I don't see why my manager and his staff can't understand. When teams know we're going to play high line, they sit back and play 2 very, very, very rapid players and try to, play us with a long ball. And this year, it has been quite effective against us. And most of the time, we end up coming with players injured because they're running back every single time, chasing these pieces. So I don't know why our manager kept doing the same thing. This match did not need us to press high, to do any high intensity anything. It was just control the match and then be patient and make sure that we don't concede. Coming out with conceding a goal, coming with a clean sheet was very, very important because that will tell people these guys are mean business. The goal they scored was a long ball to a striker who ball control is not his strongest suit, but yet VVD stopped running. I don't know why. Maybe he was thinking the ref was going to raise the flag or whatever the reason is. He had no business stopping running when the whistle hasn't been blown. As a professional, you play to the whistle. As a professional, you play to the whistle. Do not give him an opportunity to shoot, pass, or dribble. 2 of our players was on him, and he found a way to be able to shoot the ball across the goal, and then no midfielder came with the running pack that was coming, and then they just tap in a simple, easy goal. The crazy thing is, and this thing I'm frustrated because I'm putting on the players. This has none to, the manager has his fault. We will talk about that. But 89% of this is on the players. We started very well. 20 minutes, it felt like the same Liverpool that was at Anfield. We were controlling, we were creating, we scored a goal, they call it back because it was an offside. So you could tell, okay, Liverpool is on a momentum. If Bournemouth don't play well, things could go really, really bad real fast. But after a while, we just went off on this nonchalant behavior. Ball slowed down. We get the ball. We're not even serious about it. Just going side to side. And then we could not even figure them out. They decided that, okay, we know we don't want you guys to put the ball through the middle because you will kill us. So they stifled the midfield. That is where the manager, you saw what they did for 90 minutes. Every time they had the ball, they went to our fullbacks. There was a part where this is frustrating me where I was saying, there's no reason why both fullbacks should be bombing forward as soon as we have the ball. There's one part where I think it was Elliott gave a bad pass on the left side and Robo was nowhere to be found. He was already on the other side of the field. Luckily, VVD and Konate took care of that. It makes no sense. If the ball is on the right, let the fullback on the right push up. The left fullback should be adjacent to the center backs or just slightly ahead, just in case they want to switch the ball. Why do we have two people defending with two people on the center line and they hit us over and over with the same play? If this team was really, really good, they would have scored more than one goal. They could not finish their chances. During their final third, they did not do very well in their final third. Their final third was not a threat. They had one chance, they put the ball in. Same thing they did to Arsenal. 2 chances, they put the ball in. And luckily, Arsenal, did what they did. We didn't even do that. We were go down and we were playing like we can come back at any time. It's in the 85th minute and guys are passing the ball like slowly. Even when the ball goes outside, people are walking to go get the ball. Trent in the first half just showed no urgency. Second half, I was hoping Klopp would sub him right after the halftime. But he let him play a couple more minutes and then brought Milner in. The midfielders, somebody should have gone at halftime. Klopp waited too long to bring somebody else in. Personally, Robo should have been subbed and brought Tsimikas in. We have 5 subs, and I think we did not use them properly. There's a couple people out there that needs to understand if you don't meet expectation, you out. We do not give people opportunity over and over, and they keep making the same mistake over and over, and then one day they do something great and we have to forget everything they did. No, because they keep doing it. Trent frustrated me. That's why I keep saying we need to bring somebody else in to challenge him. This thing of him going to midfield is never going to happen because he's going to do the same thing in midfield and it's going to hurt us the worst. We need to bring somebody who's going to challenge him where he could realize that he could sit on the bench for half of the season. And Robo also needs to be subbed when we realize that he's not playing well. This goal was on VVD. And him being the captain, a lot of times people don't understand. When you're a leader, your team, your company, whatever it is, may make their leader. He was too nonchalant. He can't wait till the mistake comes in, then he wants to yell. One thing that everybody knows about VVD, and he's great at, is him able to pinpoint the danger before it happens, able to be in places before the danger even starts. Yet he cannot talk to his team and make sure that everybody's in the right place before the danger happens. And then when it happens, then now you want to yell at Trent, you want to yell at Robo, you want to talk to Fabinho, and that's that. That has to stop. Personally, he should never be a captain anymore. This thing of him being a captain, it hurt us. Every time he's a captain, more times than not, we don't play well or we lose. He's a great player, the best center back in the world. Let us be just like that. Lead from the back as a center back. He should not be wearing the armband. Let him go to Netherlands or whatever, Holland, and let him be the captain of that team. But when it comes to Liverpool, we need somebody who is going to lead. And when they see something is going wrong, they pinpoint it right away. That's why I said Henderson or Milner should have been on the field at halftime. Klopp waited too long to sub Trent out and bring in Henderson and Milner in. We don't need both of them. At least one of them is a great leader. That is where I'm frustrated with Klopp. You saw how they were playing against us. You didn't make any tactical changes. You saw we could not penetrate their midfield. You didn't make any tactical change. You brought different players to do the same thing we were doing that was not working. Yes, Bobby coming in was good because we know he can move around players that with the sauce that he has, that the players that we have, most of them can't do it. But Bobby should have come in at halftime, even if you want to keep the front three. Change the formation. It looked like he did 4-2-4 or 4-2-3-1, but then he brought the wrong number 10. Instead of bringing Jota in, he should have brought Bobby in first. You still have Carvalho sit on the bench. Why did you even bring him in the last 5 minutes? What's he going to do? This is why I get frustrated with Klopp. Yes, whatever your taxes days worked to perfection against Manchester United. But this one, you saw that this team was playing different. They changed their tactics. They were doing very well in midfield, and he did not do anything to change that. And the players did not even recognize that, hey, we are not playing well, and they kept doing the same thing. Now you're going to come back and tell us, we don't want to hear that. Personally, some of these players got to go. We already know. We already said it. But this is one thing I like about Mourinho. He will sub you in the first 5 minutes if he sees that you're not doing what he wants. We should have never lost this game. And now we have made things harder on ourselves because guess what? Newcastle won, Spurs won. Chelsea is bringing up the heat. They're coming up slowly. Brighton and Brentford lost. Brentford lost Brighton. It does not make sense. This is on the players, and the manager also has something to do with it. But the fact that we got players who think that they could just flip the switch and they are back to where they were 2-3 years ago, that's the problem. Hence the reason why we need new players who are hungry, who haven't tasted that success, and they want to taste it. Those are the new players we want, so that when the other ones are not playing well, you could bring some players off the bench. Because Trent, this behavior is getting worse, and Klopp babying him is not working. It hasn't worked for 2 years now. Let's move on. So we saw, as I mentioned, a few of the matches that went over the weekend. Of course, Liverpool and Bournemouth was the first one that happened. We lost 1-0. Everton beats Brentford 1-0. That one shocked me. I told you guys it was going to be a draw and possibly Everton might win. And that's exactly what happened. And they beat him with a clean sheet. Leeds and Brighton 2-2. People are fighting for their lives. Leeds are fighting for their life down there. So this match was pretty entertaining. The people who scored their goals, Bamford and Harrison, who we haven't seen them score goals in a long time, they are the one who put the balls in the net. Brighton, they're starting to burn out a little bit. Leicester City and Chelsea. Chelsea scored 3 goals. That is amazing. I mean, we don't need to talk about Leicester. Everybody knows Leicester is hot and cold. Nope. Lukewarm and cold all the time. So and they lost at home. Chelsea is not that team that could come to your house and beat you to sleep, and you let that happen. That is crazy. Spurs also beating Forest 3-1. We all know Forest don't do well when they go away, but Spurs, it seems like the whole Conte thing, maybe they figured it out or they haven't figured it out. The same thing with Chelsea, but they beat Forest. Spurs supposed to beat Forest. That's given. If they had lost, I think Conte would have left. Crystal Palace and Man City. I told you guys, Crystal Palace is their boogie team, and this game was real tight. It was tight for a long time. And of course, that man, Haaland, put the ball in the back of the net. That was 1-0. That's crazy. Fulham and Arsenal. Arsenal's not playing no games. They keep winning. This reminds me of Liverpool a couple of years ago. 3-0. They were not playing games. They were not going to let what happened with Bournemouth happen again. They are in Cottage Road, and they were not expected. Arsenal's not playing, not being foolish. Man U and Southampton, crazy. We told you, Man U fans, that you guys have issues. Casemiro, the world best DM, and this is the second red card in 4 or 5 games. This is ridiculous, man. And I'm surprised Southampton did not win this match. They did not take their chances. They had so many opportunities. And even when Man U went down, they had 1 or 2 chances, but Southampton should have won this game. There's no excuse, because Man U was very, very poor. Rashford diving, trying to get a penalty. And it was crazy. It was crazy. Man U, West Ham drew 1-1 with Aston Villa. Newcastle beat up Wolves 2-1. It was a very quite tense match. Newcastle started with the first goal and Wolves came back on them, but it was a pretty good match. And then, of course, we have midweek games coming up, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Brentford. So, guys, that's what it is. I'm I know Salah missed a penalty. I don't even want to get a headache about that. Guys, share, subscribe, like, comment, please. Comment. I need to hear what you guys think about this and how do we get such a high and then now we are down. But guess what? We're still drinking them 7-Ups though. Quissy Bowl. Peace.